Three versions of the same person, same job, same salary, same $50 a month going into the market. The only difference between them is the year they started. One starts at 18, one starts at 30. One waits until 45. By retirement, the one who started at 45 ends up with about $40,000. Not bad, right? Except the one who started at 18 with the same $50 a month walks away with over $600,000. That's not a typo. That's a 15-to-1 gap from a 27-year head start. And here's the part nobody tells you. The reason for that gap has almost nothing to do with how much money they put in. By the end of this video, you'll see exactly where those $600,000 actually came from and why most people find out 20 years too late. Let's rewind. Meet the first version, 18 years old. He's not rich. He works part-time, splits rent with roommates, and honestly, $50 a month hurts. That's a few takeout dinners, a pair of sneakers every couple months. He opens a boring index fund, nothing fancy, no crypto moonshots, no stock picking. Just a fund that owns a small piece of the entire market. He sets up an automatic transfer, $50, first of every month. And then he does the single hardest thing in all of investing. Absolutely nothing. No checking the app every day. No panic selling when the news gets scary. The money leaves his account like a phone bill he forgot he was paying. Here's what they don't show you in the success stories. The first 10 years are boring. After a full decade of never missing a month, his account holds around $10,000. $6,000 of that is just his own deposits. The market only added about $4,000. 10 years of discipline, $4,000 of growth. His friends are laughing. This is the exact moment most people quit, and statistically most people do, because compound interest has a cruel design flaw. It does almost nothing in the first decade, and almost everything in the last one. He doesn't know it yet, but he just survived the only part of this journey that actually requires willpower. Now the second version, 30 years old. His 20s went to life, travel, a car loan, a wedding, a couple of jobs that didn't work out. Investing was always the plan, just next year's plan. At 30, he finally starts. Same $50, same index fund, same automation. And look, starting at 30 is genuinely fine. He still has 35 years of runway. He'll still end up ahead of most people he knows. But there's something he can never buy back. Those 12 missing years, from 18 to 30, only cost $7,200 in skip deposits. Remember that number, $7,200, because by the end of this video, you're going to watch it turn into almost $500,000 of difference. And then there's the third version, 45. It's not that he was lazy. Life happened at him. Kids, a mortgage, a layoff in his 30s, parents who needed help. Every single year, investing was the thing he'd start once things calmed down. Things never calmed down. At 45, he runs a retirement calculator for the first time and feels his stomach drop. So he starts same $50 a month, same fund, 20 years of runway left. Here's the uncomfortable truth. His discipline from this point forward is identical to the other two. He never misses a month. He does everything right for 20 straight years. The math just doesn't care. Compound interest doesn't reward effort. It rewards time, and time is the one thing he can't deposit. So let's finally open the books on all three. The 18-year-old invested for 47 years. Total deposits, $28,200. Final balance at 65, around $640,000. The 30-year-old, $21,000 deposited. Final balance, around $190,000. The 45-year-old, $12,000 deposited. Final balance, around $40,000. Now look closer, because this is the part that breaks people's brains. The 18-year-old only deposited $7,000 more than the 30-year-old, but finished $450,000 richer. Why? Because compounding is a snowball rolling downhill, and the hill is time. In the final 10 years alone, his account grows more than everything the 45-year-old will ever accumulate. His money spent decades making money. And then that money made money. 96% of his final balance isn't money he ever earned at a job. It's growth. Quick honesty break. These numbers use the U.S. market's long-term historical average, roughly 10% a year before inflation. Real returns bounce around wildly, some years are brutal, and the past guarantees nothing. But the shape of this math, early money massively outworking late money, holds in every realistic scenario you can run. Fast forward. The 18-year-old starter is now 40. Nothing about his life looks dramatic. He never got rich quick. He never picked a winning stock. But his account crossed 6 figures years ago, and something quiet has changed. The market now adds more to his balance in a good year than his own deposits do. His money officially works harder than he does. That's the moment compounding stops being a graph and starts being freedom. Job stress hits different when you know the snowball is rolling with or without you. The 30-year-old starter at 40. He's okay. Genuinely okay. 10 years in, he's sitting on roughly $10,000, the same boring decade wall the first guy hit at 28. He's just hitting it 12 years later, with a mortgage and 2 kids in the background. He'll get to the good part of the curve. He'll just spend more of his life waiting for it, and less of his life enjoying it. Starting at 30 isn't a tragedy. It's a tax, paid in years. And the 45-year-old starter, at 65, 20 years, 240 deposits, never missed one. His reward, about $40,000. It's not nothing. It's a real cushion, and it beats the majority of people who never started at all. But it's not retirement. So he does what millions quietly do. He keeps working, not because he loves the job, because the math left him no exit. Same $50, same discipline, same market. He just gave the snowball a hill that was 27 years too short. The gap was never about talent, income, or intelligence. It was about a decision made, or postponed, decades before the consequences arrived. So here's the real question. Because you already know you can't start at 18 again. Whatever your age is right now, today's version of you is the youngest investor you will ever be. The gap in this video wasn't created by the people who started early. It was created by every year someone waited for a better time that never came. $50, automated, boring on purpose. That's the entire strategy that built the $600,000 tree. If this changed how you see time, the next video breaks down what happens at every level of passive income, from your first dollar to never checking a price tag again. Start the clock. It's the only thing in investing you can't buy back.